All right, let's jump right in. Welcome to today's Explainer. We're talking about a massive, literal game changer in EU information security. Specifically, we are diving into the Digital Operational Resilience Act, or DORA for short, and the European Cyber Resilience Act. Now, if you're a corporate leader, a compliance manager, or honestly, anyone remotely responsible for the digital safety of your company, you already know the rules of the game have completely changed. We're way past simple guidelines now. We are in an era of strict operational mandates. But the real puzzle is, how on earth do you get your entire workforce up to speed without bringing your day-to-day operations to a dead stop? Well, that's exactly what we're going to unpack today. Now, I gotta ask, who actually has the time to work through DORA and the Cyber Resilience Act totally from scratch? Seriously, it's a daunting question. As an executive or a compliance coordinator, your plate is already overflowing. You know these new regulations share a super important goal: stronger digital resilience. But digesting all that heavy legal jargon, translating it into actual, usable internal policies, and then somehow teaching it to every single employee, yeah, that's a logistical mountain to climb. The overwhelm you might be feeling, it's completely valid. But here's the good news. You don't have to build the whole shebang yourself. Okay, here's how we're breaking this down today. First, the new boardroom priority. Second, inside the DORA course. Third, built to scale seamlessly. Fourth, proof that holds up. And finally, flexible company licensing options. Let's get to it. Section 1. The new boardroom priority, elevating information security. Think about the crazy contrast we're dealing with right now. On one hand, you have the rapid, aggressive evolution of modern cybercrime and fraud. It's fast, it's highly sophisticated, and it literally never sleeps. On the other hand, you have the tools usually meant to defend against it: slower, internal company processes, and frankly, legacy training programs. There is a huge, dangerous gap between these two realities. Cyber threats are just evolving way faster than most internal processes can possibly keep up with. Closing this gap, it isn't just an IT issue anymore. It's absolutely crucial, a boardroom imperative that demands immediate action. So enter DORA, the Digital Operational Resilience Act. This isn't just another localized compliance checkbox, okay? It's a comprehensive EU information security framework that completely raises the bar. And here's the absolute biggest takeaway. It raises the expectations for every single employee. Information security is no longer just a headache for your tech department. It's the new normal for everyone. From HR to sales, all the way up to the C-suite, organizations are basically being forced to urgently adapt their company-wide training to make sure everyone is hitting these strict new digital security standards. Moving right along to Section 2, inside the DORA course, bridging the knowledge gap. So how do we tackle this? Well, S+P has beautifully structured their e-learning curriculum to distill a pretty intimidating regulatory reality into highly digestible modules. The course kicks off with a clear overview of both the Cyber Resilience Act and DORA, grounding everyone in the actual legal requirements. But it doesn't stop at the law. It moves straight into why information security actually matters for protecting the company. Then it gets super tactical, laying out the fundamental building blocks for combating cybercrime and fraud. And finally, it gives clear, step-by-step guidance on exactly how to react when you encounter suspicious activities. So you're getting both the legal foundation and the practical, everyday security must-haves. Because let's face it, just knowing the rules isn't enough. You have to know how to apply them. That's why the course content moves way beyond dry theory. The S+ e-learning suite uses real-world use cases and threat scenarios that are tailored for daily, everyday challenges. This is hands-on practical learning. By putting employees into realistic situations, stuff they might actually face on a random Tuesday afternoon, the training builds genuine risk awareness and resilience that actually sticks with them. All right, Section 3, built to scale seamlessly. Transparent monitoring across the organization. We really need to talk about the logistical nightmare HR and IT usually face when rolling out company-wide compliance training. It's a lot, but S+ hence basically eliminates that friction with a super simple 3-step process. First, you just book the license package and select the number of participants. Easy. Second, you provide the participant names and email addresses. And third, the system just takes over. Employees automatically receive an email with their access data and clear instructions. So whether you're training a handful of people or rolling it out to entire departments, the process is virtually effortless. And once it's rolled out, you have to track it, right? That's where the integrated compliance suite dashboard comes in. As an e-learning coordinator, you get a real-time overview of your entire team's progress. You can instantly see who started, who successfully completed the modules, and who might need a gentle little nudge to catch up. It takes all the guesswork out of the equation, giving compliance teams total transparency and proving that these crucial security measures are actually being learned by the staff. Section 4. Proof that holds up. Certification and competitive advantage. I absolutely love this quote. A certificate confirming acquired skills is a competitive advantage as much as a compliance requirement. It hits the nail right on the head. After successful participation, employees get an instant PDF certificate. And this isn't just some nice digital pat on the back, folks. This is official documentation for internal and external audits. It proves to regulators, partners, and clients that your organization is operating perfectly in sync with current security standards. That absolutely strengthens your competitive position in the market. There's also a ton of logistical benefits humming away in the background here. The platform runs on modern security technology and European data protection standards, meaning it's fully secure and GDPR compliant. For international teams, the training is conveniently available in both English and German. Plus, because the whole thing is digital, you completely eliminate travel costs. Add in the automated email reminders, and you just saved your compliance team a massive headache from manual follow-ups.
Finally, Section 5, flexible company licensing options, cost-efficient learning for any size.
So let's talk numbers. S+ has structured this as a highly scalable investment, not just a sunken administrative cost. For an annual license, it starts at just €790 for up to 40 employees. If your team is bigger, it scales really cleanly. Up to 80 employees is €1,180, and up to 160 employees is €1,980. And if you've got a massive organization with more than 160 folks, they offer fully customized packages. When you break that down per person, it is an incredibly cost-effective way to secure regulatory compliance across all your departments. Now, here's a number I really want you to focus on: 45. What does that mean? That is literally the number of minutes it takes for an employee to complete these compact modules on information security and digital resilience. Just 45 minutes. It is perfectly designed for busy schedules. It delivers a high-impact, time-saving solution that drastically boosts your company's digital defenses, and it doesn't pull your team away from their actual jobs for days on end. Still on the fence about whether this platform is the right fit for your organizational culture? Totally fair. That's why S+P completely removes the risk. They offer a test before you commit approach with free trial access. You can log in, explore the platform, poke around the dashboard, and basically experience the quality of the e-learning firsthand before you put a single dollar down. So what does this all mean for you? Well, the regulatory landscape has permanently shifted. Digital resilience just isn't optional anymore. It is a fundamental requirement for doing business in the EU and beyond. So the question I'll leave you with is this: is your team ready to secure its digital future today? With a solution that takes just 45 minutes per employee to roll out, there's absolutely no reason to leave your organization exposed. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and we'll see you next time.